All right, welcome to this episode of On the Bench. I'm your host, Nick Smith. We're at the SLS in Las Vegas for our live pre-NAB show. All right, so this is where we get to show you the really cool stuff before NAB, hence the pre in the NAB line. With me on this episode is Chris Skaggs with Lumens.
Hello.
All right, so you probably don't know who Lumens is, and that's why we got Chris on the show. So Chris, tell people who Lumens is.
So Lumens, we're a optics company. We've been making optical products for close to 30 years. More recently, our PTZ line. Here in the United States, we're famous for the Ladybug document camera line that you'll see in the K through 12 market. But more recently, we've released a line of PTZ cameras, everything from USB, HDMI, HD-based T for a wide range of applications. So we're really excited about that.
Nice. And your cameras, I like them. They're robust. They're big. They're really clean and easy to use. You've got IP controllers and standard serial control if you want that. And then all of the cameras, in fact, we can flip that around, have both SDI and HDMI in them, so it gives you that flexibility on that side, which is good. Now, this is something a little different, though. This camera here has NDI in it.
It does indeed. Call this like the Swiss Army knife of cameras. It's got your SDI, your HDMI, and it's NDI compatible as well. We're really pleased with this product. We've gotten a ton of inquiries on it already, but we jumped on the NDI bandwagon pretty early, and it's already starting to pay off for us. We're getting a lot of traction with that.
Nice. All right, guys, so for those of you at home who don't know what NDI is, that is NewTek's streaming protocol, network device interface as they call it, and that allows us to not have to worry about the HDMI or the SDI outputs on there, but plug Ethernet in and our signal is live and ready to go. Any NewTek device or NDI enabled device can now see this signal and pull it into their live production. And that's powerful because I love what Synergy over there is saying is SDI must die. I love that comment because this NDI gives us that capability to cut the SDI cable and just go right to to the switcher.
Absolutely. And Lumens are also a new member of the SRT Alliance, the Secure Reliable Transport Alliance, which is another protocol for easy transport over IP. So our cameras are also compatible with that as well. So awesome. We've come a long way since we started building our PTZ cameras about 6 years ago. Okay,
so now you mentioned the document camera, the Ladybug, and that's a little gooseneck camera that used for documents. That's great. You also have overhead cameras.
Sure.
So like a ceiling mounted and that type.
We have the CL510, which is a ceiling mounted camera. It'll recess into your T-bar ceiling. We put a lot of them into culinary arts schools, training facilities where they don't have the luxury of a table space to put a camera on. So recess in the ceiling, control it with a remote control or with a third-party controller of some sort. And that's a 25 times optical zoom unit. So in a 9 or 10 foot ceiling, you can get right in there.
And that's important. Depending on the ceiling you're in, you want something with some zoom capability to get in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. Now, it's not just cameras though. You have other products.
Sure.
One of those is the recorder, or the lecture capture device. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, a little while ago we released our lecture capture box, the LC102. And what it basically is it's a DVR for the meeting room, the classroom, or for a house of worship environment where you're wanting to record multiple sources. So the lecture capture box, or capture vision as we affectionately call it, it will take up to 4 inputs. Those inputs could be IP cameras, they could be video cameras, they could be a feed from a pro presenter equipped computer in a church, and you can record those 4 inputs and arrange the tiles however you want. With that box you can also stream the content at the same time as you're recording onto the hard drive. So it's a nice standalone hardware feature, and we're really pleased with that.
But what I like about this is it's an appliance.
It
looks like an old school VCR.
Exactly. So it's easy to use.
Yeah, and you just plug a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and away you go. Or you can use the remote and kind of control that way. So it's
you can also control it and speak to it over the network. So you can attach this box to your network and log in as director, admin, or viewer. You can view the content, you can set the record settings for a session, or you could adjust all the admin stuff just remotely from online.
You know, a lot of times we have clients that want to have, you know, recording, and they think like, oh, let's put in a TriCaster because it records, but that always requires somebody with an expertise level to run the device, right? And this thing is really built for people who aren't production people.
Yeah.
We just say, I need to record, I need picture-in-picture, I need some basic sources, and then I need to be able to stream that source out afterwards.
Exactly. In the house of worship market, you have a lot of volunteers working in the media booth, where they might not have any formal broadcast training, but they want to be taught and they want to help. Same in higher ed. Higher ed, they'll have student interns or volunteers pushing the buttons. So having it easy to use, to your point, is very important.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, so the lecture capture, the device. Am I missing anything that you guys do?
No, the lecture capture, the document cameras, the PTZ cameras. We also manufacture in other markets projection engines and video wall processors. Don't do so much of that here in the United States, but all that to say we have some very rich engineering resources, so we can build a really nice camera.
And it really lends credibility to who you are. You're not new to the scene.
Exactly.
You guys have a deep engineering team. You've got a lot of products, so you really know what you're doing, and it shows in the camera, and it shows in the people who are adopting this camera. You know, absolutely. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, so is this shipping yet?
This is shipping. This is available right now.
With NDI?
With NDI.
Okay, and if somebody, there's a non-NDI version as well that can be upgraded?
Exactly.
Okay, so if somebody's a little tighter on budget, they can come back to the NDI later and get that, but it's ready to go.
It's ready to go.
Controllable.
Controllable.
Now, has it got NewTek control capabilities yet?
Yes.
So they can control it. And is that over NDI or?
Yes.
Okay, so it's really ready to go for a TriCaster environment.
It's ready to go.
Because of the SDI and the HDMI, it can also go into non-TriCaster environments as well.
Exactly. So if the customer isn't ready with an NDI environment, they can purchase a camera, use it SDI, use it HDMI, and then upgrade their infrastructure at a later time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so are you guys on the show floor?
We are.
What's the booth?
That's a very good question.
Let's go. Okay, so we'll text the booth out and put in the show notes later. But they are at NAB. You can come see them, and I believe this is in NDI Central as well.
Yes, it is.
All right, perfect. So there's lots of ways to see them. Or hey, the show's still open today and tomorrow. Come out, meet with Chris, play with the camera, check out what they're doing, and that's it. Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Really appreciate you having me on the show.
Nick. Thank you.
All right, this has been On the Bench. This has been the Lumens NDI capable camera, and that's our show. We'll catch you in about an hour for the next episode.